What's up, guys? It's Beyond the Mat. We're going to do some WWE news today. We had quite a few things happen on SmackDown and Raw. Not necessarily all good things. Ronda Rousey put us asleep to start off SmackDown. We know that we're going to get a Ricochet and Jinder Mahal match for the IC title match this week. I wonder who's going to win that one. And of course, we got the tag title unification looming. I'll tell you what, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Doesn't seem like Roman Reigns has an opponent unless it's Shinsuke Nakamura. That doesn't seem very believable to me, what they can do there. All their baby faces are tied up in feuds. But let's get into it. As you know, we found out on Saturday via social media that the Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair I Quit match will be confirmed. I guess that's a WrestleMania Backlash match. Should be a little bit more interesting than what they did at WrestleMania, but God, I hope they're not going to have promos the entire time for the rest of this, because I've had enough of seeing Ronda Rousey on TV. She's too bland. She's got no energy whatsoever. And she's making Charlotte Flair look like a good promo, who honestly is usually not very good at all. So I've had enough of this one. I'd like to see them both just disappear and have their match on Backlash. But we know that's not going to happen. We know that this is leveling up the feud, and this is something that SmackDown's really going to focus on. So get ready for that one. Now, later that night, we had Sami Zayn backstage, saying he wanted to fight anybody who came out the locker room. Drew McIntyre comes out. Zayn wants to fight the second guy who comes out of the locker room. Adam Pearce says no. So McIntyre and Zayn have this match. McIntyre gets basically all of his offense in. Zayn runs away. McIntyre chases him down, brings him back to the ring. Now, if he hadn't accounted for the Claymore, he might have hit it, but he gave Zayn time to escape into the crowd. And now we're going to see the same match again this week. I don't get it. I don't understand why we're seeing Zayn and McIntyre again after we can already tell that Zayn is fucking scared of McIntyre. What's going to happen this time? It's going to be a no count out match. What the hell? Now, McIntyre is one of their top baby faces. He's actually the top baby face listed internally for SmackDown. They have nobody for Roman Reigns. I understand Backlash is not a very coveted pay-per-view for them. Maybe Roman Reigns is hurt here, but they're tying up all their baby faces in these bullshit feuds to try to heat them up when they need to feed one to Roman Reigns now, or sooner rather than later. So backstage we see Mahal asking Pearce for a title shot. I don't understand why these people can just... Last week we saw Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan obtain a tag title shot for losing their tag title contenders match. I don't know what fucking sense that makes, but now we got Jinder Mahal, who did nothing, and we've seen nothing out of him, ask for a title shot, and he gets it against Ricochet. That'll happen on SmackDown this week. I mean, I don't think there's any way that Jinder Mahal is going to win this match. Could it be a good matchup? Yeah, it's two different sizes of guys. You know, Jinder Mahal's a little bit bigger. He's athletic. Ricochet's a little bit smaller. Having a bigger guy with some movement around might be good. Who the hell knows? But at the end of the day, I don't see any way they're going to drop the belt to Mahal here. So they're just heating Ricochet up in his IC title run. And his opponent, no other than Jinder. I mean, they can't come up with a better opponent for him than that. Hopefully, Butch is going to get out of this bullshit where they're building him with Sheamus and stuff like that, and he'll be the next heel to challenge Ricochet for the IC title belt. Hopefully he gets a win in whatever his next match is. You know, he had his first match on SmackDown this week. They had him beat the hell out of Woods, and then Woods rolled him up. And to me, it was all to show what he does if he loses, where he beat up Ridge Holland and Sheamus. And they need to have him win. They need to push him because they don't have any other heels at the IC title level to contend for the IC title belt, which is making it meaningless. Speaking of things that are meaningless, Shinsuke Nakamura comes out, confronts Roman Reigns in the main event after he tells the Usos to go get the Raw tag titles. Comes out, gets a big reaction, says basically nothing, and the Usos super kick him. What the hell is this? Is this him coming out and the Usos super kicking him to say, we're done with the tag teams in SmackDown, we're going to Raw? Is it the Usos kicking him because he came out to confront Roman Reigns? What the hell is this? Now, if Nakamura is going to go against Reigns, I have no problem with the match, because having a big guy like Reigns and having somebody who can move like Nakamura, that's nice. However, this came out of nowhere. There's no build to it. There's no credibility to Nakamura beating Reigns whatsoever when he just had the IC title and never even defended it until he lost it to Zayn, basically the first time he defended it. So I just don't think that this is a credible feud to be putting anybody in. Nakamura has not been heated up to be fed to Reigns now. Drew McIntyre's heated up. Lashley's supposed to be the number one babyface on Raw. Cody Rhodes is number 2. I understand he just came here and they're not going to do it right away, but somebody other than Shinsuke Nakamura could be fighting Roman Reigns. Now, we did hear this week that Brock Lesnar has been pulled from the Backlash lineup, so we know it ain't going to be him. Maybe there's nothing for Roman Reigns. Maybe he really is hurt in his shoulder. Maybe he's got no match, and they're hiding this all up, and that's why we got the tag title unification. They're going with that. Now, I think that's more for the tag division itself, but if they have this I Quit match and this tag title unification stuff driving that show, then maybe Roman Reigns sits out Backlash. I don't know. I still think we're looking at Nakamura, or maybe something will come out of this tag title stuff. Maybe the Usos will take RK Bros tag titles by virtue of Roman Reigns interfering, and then Orton gets pissed off and goes after Roman Reigns. I don't know. Maybe Riddle does. I don't know. I have no idea why they're doing this as far as how it applies to Roman Reigns. Now, how it applies to the tag division, it's simple. It's better this way. There's nobody else for the Usos to face right now. There is nobody else for RK Bro to face right now. We just saw it play out on Monday Night Raw. We had the Usos beat the Street Profits after a great match. Montez Ford did some fantastic shit. He hit the Doomsday Device blockbuster, hit a sky-high frog splash, swanton over the ropes, huge crossbody. In the end, the Usos hit the 1D, win the match. And in the end, RK Bro beats Alpha Academy for the 37th time in about a month. So, it's clear that they can't bring any other intrigue to this tag division as far as the championships go without putting the two champions against each other. And then they may use that as a vehicle to get the tag belts off of RK Bro, because they've beaten everybody else except for the Usos. Then maybe RK Bro breaks up, which isn't something I want to see. I'd like to see RK Bro lose these tag belts and then get pissed off about it because Roman Reigns interfered in the tag unification match and helped the Usos win. And then either Riddle or Orton challenges Roman Reigns for the WWE title belt, gets that back to Raw, and stops this double title on Reigns stuff, because they can't just have two titles on Reigns. They need a title on Raw for people to fight over. There's nothing for them to do. We got Lashley. What's he doing right now? He's fighting with he's dealing with Omos. Number one babyface on Raw, and they're heating him up with Omos. There's nothing that Omos can do. I understand that it's, there's a little bit of intrigue between him and MVP in the turn and everything, and he's kind of newly a babyface, but Jesus Christ, that he's formidable enough to go against somebody like Roman Reigns right now. We don't need to waste our time with him, with Omos. We've seen the best that Omos can do. He can do nothing. He's not good in the ring. He's probably going to injure somebody. Nearly killed Lashley at WrestleMania. I don't think that this is something that's necessary. Between Lashley and MVP, It's very easy for Lashley to turn and just help somebody else. We don't need them colliding together, but that's how it is. You know, the only thing that seems to be being done right in the singles picture, and it's happening slowly, is how they're handling Cody Rhodes. Right now, he's set up to work with Seth Rollins. We got our number 2 babyface with our number 1 heel on Raw. That's a good matchup. I don't think that Cody Rhodes and The Miz is a good matchup. We saw it on Monday. I hope it's the last time we see it. It was worth it because the Miz TV segment did allow Cody to cut a good promo and for Miz to get some heat there. And the match was good for Cody. He had a nice win on Raw. But at the end of the day, I never want to see him wrestle somebody like The Miz ever again. The Miz is too safe. The Miz doesn't make the match better. There's other people that he can wrestle that make the match better. Cody made that match. Cody really made that show. There's other shit that happened on the show that was good too, but it was a mess. The Damien Priest and AJ Styles shit was bullshit. What kind of fucking ending to a match is that? I've never seen a match end with the lights being cut out. But anyway, so back to SmackDown. Roman and Shinsuke Nakamura. That was what we saw in the main event. But we also had some debuts that night. We had Raquel Rodriguez come in with a different name instead of Raquel Gonzalez. I don't know what that's all about. We got to see her, and then we got to see her get creeped out by the Los Lotharios, and that was about it. Now, Gunther also made his debut. He looked good. Squashed somebody real quick. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but whatever. Then, of course, we saw Liv Morgan get hit with the superplex by Sasha Banks, roll through the superplex, and win the match. A superplex is supposed to be a devastating move. You shouldn't be able to roll through that. Whoever produced that match should be told that. If someone hits a superplex, you don't roll through it. The match is, they're down. So, Sasha Banks wins that match. The rest of the stuff on SmackDown set up Raw. You know, on Raw, very early in the show, we get Veer in there against Dominik Mysterio. This was supposed to be Rey Mysterio. Nobody told us why. Up until Monday, it said Rey. And then all of a sudden, when the show starts, we're seeing that Dominik's going against Rey. Now, it turns out that Rey was in some sort of medical protocol. They didn't tell us exactly. Probably COVID or something like that. Somebody else was too. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, Veer squashes Dominik in about 2 minutes, squats over his face, and does what they call the cervical clutch. I don't know if that's supposed to be a play on words, if they're trying to be funny with that. But this whole Veer thing, it's such a stereotypical wrestling old school trope with this guy who looks like a savage out here grunting and making cartoon faces, and in his promo he just says he instills fear in every man. I don't understand why they can't come up with something more creative for somebody like this. He obviously has talent. He obviously has a lot of different things about him, and in this case they're just putting him in a situation where he doesn't come off as anything other than a monster. So what are they going to do? Use him to write people off TV? Is that what we just saw with Dominik? I mean, I was wondering the whole time, where the hell's Rey Mysterio? Why isn't he coming to save Dominik? Are they going to use this as storyline now? Later on, when Dominik comes back from whatever this injury, is he going to be pissed off that his dad didn't come out to save him? I don't know. Are they, at the end of the day, they're making Veer into a monster, and eventually one of the baby faces is going to squash him. Which one? Which baby face is coming for him? Is it Lashley, McIntyre, Rhodes, Styles? Who's the baby face that they're heating this guy up for, to build them up for Roman Reigns? Because they want to build this guy up to be scary. They want a baby face to kick his ass, and then they want that to make that baby face stronger to put him up against Roman Reigns. I don't know what the fuck who it's going to be, but I guess we'll find out. I hope they're not just using him as a tool to injure people, and so they can put him in an ambulance and write him off TV like they did with Shayna Baszler. and they were cutting people, isn't that might have been the last we saw of Dominik for a while. Which honestly wouldn't be too bad, because I don't know if he's even on the WWE roster or on the NXT roster if his last name isn't Mysterio. He has not progressed at all. He's just not, he sucks the charisma out of the screen. Now, the women's tag title match was supposed to happen on Raw. Advertised all week, then we find out not happening. We find out Rhea Ripley is in protocol. That's all the announcer says. She's in protocol. Obviously, a lot of us looked this up. She was in COVID protocol. But protocol, what the fuck is that? Is protocol something you go on before you get in a rocket ship to go to outer space? Is it concussion protocol? Is it COVID protocol? Why can't they say what the hell is happening? Why this match for the women's tag team titles that we were expecting isn't happening? So what it turns into is Liv Morgan versus Naomi. Naomi gets the win back for her team. Rhea Ripley's not there. We've all heard the rumors about Rhea Ripley turning on Liv. The writing's on the wall. She didn't go to SmackDown with her. She left her in the ring last week. She's going to turn on her. We've heard about her joining Edge's faction. Who knows? That might happen or not. If it does happen, I hope to God that the method by which she gets possessed by Edge isn't anything like what we saw in the AJ Styles and Damien Priest match. For what could have been a decent match. You know, we had AJ Styles getting his offense in. We had Priest making a little comeback. AJ Styles gets knocked to the outside, going for the forearm. And then the lights go out. And this blue light comes down on the Damien Priest's face. And he starts making constipated facial expressions. He looks like a damn vampire. What are they doing? Is the Brood coming back? Is this supposed to be vampires? Is that what this faction is? A group of vampires? What is going on? I don't like this stuff. I'm watching wrestling. I'm not watching David Copperfield magic show. Then the match ends. So I'm thinking that it'll come back from this commercial and they'll still be out there in the ring. And AJ Styles is going to be like, what the fuck was that? Or that blue shit would have channeled some shit in Damien Priest to make him actually start kicking AJ Styles' ass, because he was getting his ass kicked in this match. He'd only got like 2 pieces of offense and a counter until this point. Instead, the lights are back on, and I got commentary saying something weird just happened. The power's been restored. And then we see AJ Styles out backstage, pissed off, saying, this is bullshit. What the match went to a no contest, according to commentary. No contest. No match. The bell did not ring to end the match. There's no reason. I don't understand this. I really hope in the tag title match that a blue light doesn't shine down on Rhea Ripley and she looked like a damn vampire and they just end the fucking match. At least go in there and beat their ass when they're getting possessed and pin them. I mean, this shit didn't make any sense. What the fuck did AJ Styles do when the lights went out? Just walk backstage and say, okay? I don't understand this. This light cutter finish for Damien Priest has to go. That cannot be his new finishing move. And they're going to do this with every match involved with somebody in this faction. Then it's just going to become repetitive, annoying, campy, and stupid. Okay? They need to stop this. I'm all for Edge being a heel. I'm all for Edge grooming younger talent. We need that. I am not for this magic crap on TV. I am not for unbelievable stuff being on TV. Stuff I don't care about. That's the whole thing. I don't care about this magic shit, vampire shtick, mountain of omnipotence Edge. I don't care. You have to make me care about the people. I don't give a the only reason I care about this is because I like AJ Styles, and I think that the way that the match ended at WrestleMania was bullshit, And I want to see him kick Priest's ass because I can't stand the way that this faction's going. I understand part of it's supposed to be I don't like it because they're heels, and I should want to see them get their ass kicked. But don't put them on TV and ruin a perfectly good match by doing this lights out nonsense. Because then we're going to see it again. Tommaso Ciampa, we saw him on Raw tonight, didn't see him do anything except introduce himself. And I got to tell you, I was happy to see they didn't change his name to Tommaso Salami or something like that. So we saw him for about half a second, and we don't know what he's going to do now, but he's been rumored to join this faction. I'd hate to see every single one of his matches end with, if he's getting his ass kicked, the fucking blue light shine down on him, the lights go out, and we end it. They need to stop this nonsense. This stuff with him coming out and with Edge coming out and having a monologue about all this different bullshit, using all these words, purple lights. You know, at first I wanted to see where this went, but it's become too much. They need to pivot away from this. It's way too out there and way too forced. It feels so contrived when you have, you know, a guy out here with a wrestling match. The lights go out and he comes down with the blue light in his face and starts forcing faces out of his head. It's ridiculous. They need to stop that. They need to stop this shit with making Veer a fucking savage character. The stuff is stereotypical. It's not good. It doesn't have legs. It doesn't last. I understand about giving people a gimmick to do one thing. If they do a great job with it, then you level them up. You give them a new one because they prove themselves. I understand that shit. But don't give them a fucking gimmick that sucks and that's a waste of time. Veer could be doing other things than running out there acting like an animal. He can still kick people's ass, but he doesn't need to be grunting and doing a cervical clutch that doesn't even look like it has any effect on anybody because of the way that he locks it in. It's just, I don't understand that part of the booking, man. I don't get it. I really don't. So anyway, we get later on, like I said, we saw Tommaso Ciampa. At this point, they're introducing him, and then Ezekiel comes in, introduces himself, and then Owens comes in and says, hey, you're not Ezekiel, you're Elias. And he starts arguing. He says, you know, and then Tommaso Ciampa, his only line of the night, pretty much, was, oh, this is Ezekiel. What are you talking about? I don't know. And I actually thought that was pretty funny. And I think this Ezekiel stuff with Owens is pretty fucking dumb, but I think that it's going to end up being pretty funny. So I'm keeping an open mind about it. But at the end of the day, it's like Kevin Owens did just get done working with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania, and now he's working with Elias or Ezekiel or whatever the hell you want to call him. Seems like sort of a step down for him. I don't know what they expect this Ezekiel character to do overall, or where they're going with this Elias shit. I don't know if they pre-taped a bunch of Elias vignettes where they're going to CGI Ezekiel into it and make it some sort of comedy thing. I don't know. But we got Kevin Owens complaining about the fact that he can't see Ezekiel's library card to confirm his identity, so he's going to be giving him a lie detector test next week. So we got that to look forward to, a lie detector test on Raw next week. We also get to see the tag title match, hopefully with the women next week, which I think we all think at this point Banks and Naomi are going to retain. Ripley's going to turn on Morgan, and then Ripley's going to probably eventually be a challenger for Bianca after Backlash. But she's going to turn dark and go do this vampire shit with Edge. So we get the Usos showing up supposedly right after RK Bro's match. Now, if you pay attention, it was still daylight outside. So I don't know. The little production flaw there. They should have paid attention or cropped out the daylight. But anyway, they pull up. RK Bro just got done beating Alpha Academy. Typical RK Bro match. You know, I would have laid this out just like they did, just to demonstrate you guys have seen this match a million times. We don't need to do our Alpha Academy and RK Bro anymore. We just don't. We've seen Riddle in there getting his body manhandled by Otis and Gable for the entire match. We see Orton get the hot tag, hit the snap body slams, hit the draping DDT, hit the RKO. We've seen it in every different way we can see it, and it's time to move on. So what do you move on to? Well, you can't move on to the Street Profits because you've already faced them a million times and beat them, plus they're a babyface team. And I don't know whether they're turning right now. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But it's not, they've clearly demonstrated they're superior and they're far more over than any other team on Raw. The Usos, same goes for them. Who the hell do they have to compete with on SmackDown? The Viking Raiders? No. Obviously not, because the Viking Raiders barely ever got a chance to even have a match with them. They barely even got a chance to cut a fucking promo on the Usos when they had a program. They just got their ass beat before they could get 2 words out. Los Lotharios, they are a good team. Not there yet. New Day, there's nowhere the New Day can go but down. They're not a championship caliber tag team. They're a novelty act. They're a thing that kids like. If you like Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, that's great. But they're not anywhere near the title picture. And Sheamus and Rich Holland and Butch, that's not a tag team. That's just a group of 3 guys that kick people's asses. So we get this situation here where we got the Usos wanting to come in here and unify the tag titles. Street Profits come out. Randy Orton eventually tells everybody to shut the hell up and tells the Profits and the Usos they need to square off. So the Profits win the match. They get a title shot. If the Usos win the match, we get the combined unified tag title match at some point. We don't even fucking know yet. I don't even think they know, because they don't know whether to put this on Backlash or to put this on a Raw and then carry that into a program with Roman Reigns at Backlash. I don't think they know what Roman Reigns can do. I think Roman Reigns got hurt, or I don't know when, but somehow his shoulder's hurt. We all saw the pictures. Now, I don't think it changed the match. The match was going to end that way at WrestleMania anyway. And I think right now they don't know what the fuck they're going to do with him. I don't know if they think he can get through a match. I don't know. Now, he's been wrestling dark matches, but then in the dark matches, he does the same thing that he does in every dark match, every house show match, where he stands on the apron the entire time. People, want him to go in, Roman. He gives dirty looks to the crowd. He gets the crowd turned off from him. He trolls the crowd. The crowd yells for tables. He'll act like he's getting tables out and then throw the apron back down. If anybody's talking shit, he'll start talking shit to the crowd. We saw a video released on social media with Paul Heyman and with Roman Reigns trolling the crowd, and then Roman Reigns hugging Paul Heyman and consoling him and doing all this stuff. That's how it happens after every SmackDown, after every Raw that Roman's there. And for most of the matches at house shows that are 6-man tag match, he very rarely has a one-on-one title match. And if he does, it ends very quickly. He tags in, hits Superman punches on everybody. Most of the time, the face team wins. McIntyre's team will end up pinning one of the Usos or something like that, and it'll end. But it's always Reigns versus McIntyre. Reigns with the Usos, McIntyre with whatever babyface team they happen to be feuding with at the time. Sometimes it's the Viking Raiders. I've seen it New Day. I've seen them out there with Ricochet and Cesaro. Did McIntyre, I've seen him team with them. So there's different guys that they'll put up, but it's always McIntyre and Reigns. And people were like, oh, I saw McIntyre and Reigns in this dark match the other night, so that must be Reigns' next opponent. No, McIntyre's the only fucking babyface worth a damn on the SmackDown roster, worth a damn compared to Roman Reigns. And so he's the only believable person you can put in that match. Who else are you putting in that match from SmackDown? If you're putting Roman Reigns there, who are you putting against him from SmackDown's roster? Even though the match means nothing. Nobody. It's been Drew McIntyre ever since they had the draft. because I've been going to shows since then and I've seen it. Now, I'm waiting for that feud to happen. You know, people said that was going to be the WrestleMania feud, but that didn't happen because of what happened with COVID and with Day One, and then with Bobby Lashley getting hurt at the Royal Rumble. Everything got changed. I don't think anything that we've seen was the original plan. Okay? You know, back to the tag title unification. If this happens, if the Usos end up getting the unified tag titles, which, again, is a temporary solution, okay? This is a temporary solution. You have a feud. It seems very important between two of the top tag teams because it involves the tag titles from each brand. They're not going to end up melting the belts together and keep them. Eventually, when they build up the tag team divisions enough, someone will win back those belts. But right now, there's nobody for RK Bro and nobody for Usos except each other. So you make this a big deal. One of them wins, and then you use the fact that one of them lost as a vehicle to set something else bigger up. Maybe it's an RK Bro turn on each other. I don't want to see that. Hopefully they both stay face. Maybe we get Riddle released from the tag team crap and he gets a shot at Roman Reigns. Maybe Orton does. I have no idea. Maybe RK Bro's the one who wins and Roman Reigns gets pissed off. I don't know. I don't see RK Bro winning, though. I don't think that's part of this story. I think part of the story is the power of the bloodline, and I think somehow the bloodline's going to come out of here with these Raw Tag Team title belts and have 4 tag team belts and 2 World Championship belts, because I just think that they want to be able to have a part of the story where they had all that, and so that's going to happen. Now, what that does with RK Bro, I don't know. I'm afraid of it. You know, they've been trying to break up RK Bro forever, and they're so freaking over they can't. You know, nobody gets a bigger reaction when I go to Raw and House. Nobody gets a bigger reaction than RK Bro than Randy Orton does. Orton fires up the crowd before he gets in. He's so great for them, and that team's so great for him. But they were thinking about having Riddle win the Royal Rumble, Orton win the title at Elimination Chamber, and Riddle and Orton be the WrestleMania match. Had it not been a situation where Lesnar had to be inserted in the Raw title picture and win that, he was just going to face Roman Reigns for his title. So that was one idea they had. I'm not saying that was what their absolute plan was, but that was one idea they could have. They've been trying to turn him. They've had ideas that got scrapped. So maybe this has something to do with the RK Bro turn. I don't know. I really hope that they do this right. The right team wins. It makes sense. I hope they cut this bullshit with the fucking vampire crap. I hope they cut this shit with the Veer crap. I hope that whatever the hell they do with Gunther makes sense. You got Raquel Rodriguez up here. They need to put her into a program that matters now. I don't want to see her disappear like Aaliyah did, like Shotzi Blackheart did when they're on TV for a week and a half and then you don't see him again. It's ridiculous. She's actually a talented individual who could probably challenge Flair easily and would be believable. She looks like a damn giant. And speaking of women's contenders, last point of the night here, we had Bianca Belair come out, cut a promo, Sonya Deville talking about how she wants to give Bianca Belair her first title opponent. Bianca Belair is a fighting champion. She wants her opponent. She's going to sign the open contract no matter what, so she does. We find out that it's Sonya Deville who attacks her from behind. She's going to be her first match for the title at Backlash. Now, why is it that Sonya Deville, an authoritative figure, on screen anyway, only creates problems with minorities? Why is she never having a problem with any of the females that are not a minority? It comes off as racist. It comes off that she's racist and had a problem with Naomi and didn't want to put her in a match. And it comes off as racist that she doesn't want Bianca Belair to be champion and she wants to take it from her. That's what it comes off to me as, that she's racist and she's out of line. And I like the idea of Sonya Deville getting back into the ring and all that. I don't like the way that they got there. That's what I have to say about this. It's great to not waste one of the bigger women on Bianca for Backlash. Get Sonya back in there with somebody big, get her feet wet. I'm sure they can have a great match. I'm sure that the heat that Sonya has can enhance the support that they want for Bianca. But at the end of the fucking day, does it have to be the authority figure always going after the minority superstar? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, for 7 months we had to see this shit with Naomi. It made no fucking sense. She never gave a reason for it. Except for the fact that she didn't like that Naomi acted like a headliner, but she's really just a background act or whatever. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Is that supposed to mean that because of the color, like, I don't understand. I don't understand why they're doing this with that. They can get the vehicle in which they took Sonya Deville to get in front of Belair could have been way different. The way they took her to get in front of Naomi could have been way different. I understand all the reasons why they've done it. I understand easing Sonya back into the ring. I understand about during that time she was dealing with Naomi. Naomi was somewhat injured, so they needed her in a program where she didn't necessarily have to wrestle full matches all the time. I get it. I don't understand why they have to portray it in such a way and not provide a reason to where it makes you even think that it could be that Sonya Deville is some kind of racist or something like that. She's obviously abusing her power. She's obviously being totally out of line. And if this doesn't result in a full-time in-ring return for Sonya Deville, if she's able to do this, fight in a championship match, inevitably lose to Belair, which she will. There's no way they're taking the belt off Belair right now for Sonya fucking Deville. If she doesn't continue to wrestle and goes right back to wearing the suit and booking matches and being an authority figure, this is fucking bullshit. This is worse than the fucking Edge stuff. You can't just have somebody talk about how when they wear their jacket, they're everybody's boss and you can't touch them, but then they decide to chop block the fucking champion when they're wearing the suit, so she can't fucking do anything. But then say she has a document saying she's going to be in a title match with her, have the title match, and then go right back to being in a fucking suit. If she's coming back to the women's division to wrestle, that's great. I don't think that they need two people as authority figures on these fucking shows anyway. They only need one. I understand that they like to have two people play off each other and one person disagree with the other and all this stuff. But it doesn't make it any better. If anything, it makes it more confusing because neither one of them are that great at acting. Okay? Adam Pearce isn't that great at what he's doing, and Sonya Deville isn't that great at what she's been doing. She's better in the ring. Put her back in the ring. Let her stay there. Let Adam Pearce be the general manager of all the shows. Hell, if they really want to do something smart, they'll take Byron Saxton off of the Raw announce team, put him backstage, and make him some kind of backstage authority guy who barely ever gets any screen time or says anything. But get somebody else back there. If Sonya Deville is going to do a match, she can't be an authority figure, and that's all there is to it, man. She can't do this. If she's going to come back and wear a suit, then what the fuck is the point of this? Other than let's get Bianca some more support. Because let's face it, half the people going into this WrestleMania match probably were rooting for Becky. You know, Becky has a star power, heel or face, for people always to want her to win. So anybody who was like, fuck, I still want Becky to be champion. I don't fucking want to get behind Bianca now. Now that you see her against some bitch like Sonya Deville, somebody that's already fucked over Naomi a million times and already fucked up a lot of other shit for other people, you put her in there with her, then anybody who doubted whether they like Bianca Belair is going to love Bianca Belair, at least in this situation. But again, out of fucking nowhere, what is the story between the two of them? And when I try to think of what that is, the only thing that I can think of is the fact that Sonya Deville likes to pick on minority superstars because she hasn't picked on one who isn't. And that's where it gets me in my emotions, where I say, I don't care about this. I don't want to see them even fight. And that goes for all the fucking matches that they have, all the feuds they have. They can make sense. They can have a babyface versus a heel. The psychology can work out. But if the storyline, to me, isn't believable, if the storyline isn't something I can invest in or care about, then I don't care. They're not fighting for real. The fights are fake. Spoiler alert, the fights aren't real. Okay? But I like seeing the fights. I like the characters in the fights, but I don't care to see who wins a fight between two people who are fake fighting. If there's no story, nothing behind it, and nothing that I care about. So in this case, with Bianca Belair and Sonya Deville, the only thing that I can see is that Sonya Deville is an authority figure who picks on minorities, like I just said. I can't get behind that and it motivate me to care. I think it's a lazy freaking story. Now, I can get behind, I want to see Bianca Belair kick Sonya Deville's ass. So maybe over the next couple weeks I'll come around to it. But out of nowhere, for Sonya Deville to do this, I think is fucking bullshit. They need to find other people and heat them up and have them ready to serve to Bianca, not just pull one out of a fucking tree. Stuff needs to make sense. With Roman Reigns, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm telling you that right now. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out on SmackDown, says nothing. The WWE has said nothing. Roman Reigns has said nothing with respect to Shinsuke Nakamura. But myself and a million other people have suggested that Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be Roman Reigns' next opponent. And everybody jumped on that and has been talking about it, dissecting it, and we don't even fucking know if that's going to happen. Shinsuke Nakamura could have been out there because he just lost to the Usos when Boogs got hurt. And maybe he just wanted to say, hey, wait a minute, what about me? I'm in the tag team division on SmackDown. Are you really going to fucking just leave SmackDown's tag division and then get super kicked? Now, obviously, he's not in the tag division because his partner's out for at least a year in Rick Boogs. But maybe that was just symbolic of that. Maybe it had nothing to do with Roman Reigns. Now, I think it still did. I mean, how can you have a pay-per-view and not have your unified champion on it? So that leads me to two different things. He's either facing Shinsuke Nakamura at Backlash, and the tag unification is happening at Backlash, or the tag unification is happening before Backlash, and as a result of that, we're going to figure out who Roman Reigns' opponent is. I think number one is more likely, because why would you put the tag unification match on TV? I don't even know if they have time to fucking do that at this point. I would imagine it would have to be a Raw match. It ain't going to be next week, because we would have heard about it already. And it probably won't be the following week. We still need to see shit materialize. We need to see more vampire stuff with Edge. Edge is going to recruit more vampires. We need to see more fucking lights going out during matches, and we have to see the women's tag. I'm bouncing all over the place with this one today, but whatever. The one thing about the women's tag picture that's annoyed me recently, and I figured it out because I watched back a lot of the different matches they had recently, and it's Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is not good at tag team wrestling, in my opinion. She's come a long way. She's got a great following. I love Liv Morgan. I hope she does big things. But in these tag team matches, her timing is very off. And when she works with workers like Sasha and Naomi in particular, she's very out of place sometimes. She has to sort of stutter step into what she's doing. Now, that might be chemistry with Sasha and Naomi as well. But to me, Liv Morgan makes some of these matches look like shit. Like some of the parts, just not smooth. And a lot of people will be like, well, that match was sloppy, that women's tag. And normally you can find out who's making it that way. Because if you see a match that's Ripley and Banks, or Ripley and Naomi, those are very clean and not. Morgan seems to just be out of place sometimes. She has a nice move set. She has very good abilities. Not trying to hate on her. Just saying, not good at tag teams. I would leave her too if I was Rhea. Liv needs to go back into the singles area and try to gain a push. She's not getting past Bianca. So I would like to see Liv turn heel eventually too. But we'll get there. So, like I say, the only other point really to get to on Raw is that we're going to see Cody and Rollins. I already mentioned that earlier, that we have that matchup. That's a strong matchup. You know, you got who's currently listed as your number 2 babyface on Raw and your number 1 heel on Raw, and Rollins, working together. So that's okay. I'd like for their number 2 heel and Kevin Owens to be doing something a little bit more important than rubbing with Ezekiel and giving him a lie detector test. But to be honest with you, Owens takes everything they give him and he turns it to fucking gold. Every time he's on the screen, no matter what it is, whether he's having a shoes fest with Chad Gable or he's talking shit on Stone Cold Steve Austin or coming out in a Stone Cold Steve Austin costume or talking about library cards to identify Ezekiel, I think he's hilarious. So he can make this Ezekiel thing a little bit more palatable than just trying to digest the fact that they shaved Ezekiel's beard off and put him in a WWE 2K22 generic wrestling costume and spit him out there. I mean, so we'll see where this goes. I hope that they have something better planned than what we've seen. But I do have faith that Kevin Owens can at least make it funny. He might not make it matter, but it might be funny. So I can deal with that. I hope that with the Veer shit that, you know, we get some shit out of it. I don't just need to see a guy cartoonishly smashing somebody every week. Let's get the Ray and Dominik thing happen out of it. He just sent Dominik to the fucking hospital. He's fighting Ray this week. Let's see Dominik get pissed off at his dad for not being there. Even if he couldn't be there because he was sick, I don't care. Use that. Let art influence life and vice versa. Let life in this instant influence your art. Daddy wasn't there to help his son. Let's get his son pissed off at him. Start a feud between those two. And get Dominik actually doing something. If there's any wrestler in the WWE that could probably make Dominik look good in a match that lasts more than 5 minutes, it's probably his father. So that's who they need to put him up against to get him any kind of momentum. Because he's a freaking lost cause, man. He doesn't belong on any professional wrestling promotion right now. I don't think he's better than anybody I've seen. He sucks the life out of the screen. He can't cut a promo. His moveset's terrible. He's sloppy. The only thing that you can give him a little bit of a break for is his 619 sucks because he's always attempting to do it left-handed rather than right-handed, which is what he has to do when he does the double 619. But his single stuff isn't good. He's never put that in there for any other reason but to get smashed. I've seen him getting smashed by Veer at house shows for the last 2.5 months. And in this case, he gets smashed by Veer. So I want to see this stuff with Mysterios escalate between the two of them. But on top of that, I want to see a purpose behind this Veer stuff. Instead of having Veer just be a savage with the whole roster, it needs to stop with the Mysterios, and somebody like Lashley needs to take him down, get Lashley boosted up a little bit. Oh, he just took the Savage out, and then bam, get him against Roman Reigns at Hell in the Cell. They need to do something like that now and keep it interesting, because they're at a dead point in this fucking feud. Now, maybe Hell in the Cell, because Brock Lesnar isn't going to be at Backlash, maybe he comes back after Backlash, and we get a Hell in a Cell match for Roman Reigns, because he doesn't want any interference, because we know that part of the title win at WrestleMania did involve interference. Although it didn't affect the finish, we still saw a low blow after a ref bump. He got hit in the face with the title. He smashed him with the title. And so, at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar always has the claim that make this a Hell in a Cell match where nobody can fucking get in. And even if you low blow me, you're not getting that title out of Paul Heyman's hands. Maybe that happens. I don't know. So, a lot of people are like, oh, Seth Rollins, he's, the top guy here, and he's going to lose to Cody twice. Why does he have to lose? Why? The wins and the fucking losses don't matter, man. What matters is what happens. What story's being told. Seth Rollins being a heel, his job is supposed to be to put over the babyface, Cody Rhodes, and heat him up for the fucking champion. I don't understand why anybody's worried about what Seth Rollins is doing and what I'm sure Seth Rollins is fine with losing to Cody Rhodes. He was fine with doing it at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes made Seth Rollins look great at WrestleMania. Had it been somebody else, he wouldn't have looked as good. They both made each other look good. But Cody Rhodes is an outstanding wrestler, and Rollins knows that. And he made the fucking Miz look like somebody I can actually tolerate on Raw. So there's no problem with Cody going over again against Rollins to cement him as a babyface. We need to build it. We need to build baby faces. Okay? We don't just need to build people we like who happen to be heels who are never going to go against Roman Reigns, because it's not going to be a heel that takes down Roman Reigns. It's going to be a super big baby face that they build up. But besides that, the only other thing that we have next week is I have a theory here that Austin Theory is facing Finn Balor for the U.S. title. But I made a mistake. His name is no longer Austin Theory. His name is just Theory. That's right. He said to Pierce and Deville that Vince doesn't like Austin, and he just wants to be referred to as Theory. Now, on one hand, this is pretty good long-term booking, because Vince has hated fucking Austin since 1997. So now it all comes full circle. Now, had none of this shit happen at WrestleMania, I highly doubt this would ever be broached. So I'm only kidding about the long-term booking part. I think it's ridiculous to sit here and say, now coming to the ring, Theory, and the new U.S. champion, Theory. It just doesn't sound right. But at the same time, we'll all get fucking used to it. It's fucking stupid, but it makes no difference than anybody else's name that we've seen get changed, and it end up being something that we get used to. All right? Dewdrop. We liked calling her Piper Niven because that was her name. Good name. They should go back to it. They renamed her Dewdrop. Stupid fucking name. Disrespectful in my opinion. She's one of my favorite under-the-radar wrestlers is Dewdrop. We barely see her on the fucking TV. Does a lot of main event matches, a lot of dark matches. Don't think she'll be cut. I think other guys, like maybe Viking Raiders, things like that, might get cut. But someone like Dewdrop, Piper Niven, someone like, who else can we think of? Like Butch and Pete. The name-changing stuff, we get used to it, but it's fucking annoying. It is. They can figure out a different way. I understand I've talked about the business part about it. I've talked about the psychological part of it, where they want people to recognize these talents as something different than an NXT talent. I get it. And that NXT is supposed to be less than the main roster. I get it. But when you're diminishing somebody's if somebody feels like their accomplishments have been diminished because you're taking away their name and never associating them with what they already did, I think it's fucking bullshit. And I think that to the fans that do know, you're sitting there and saying, okay, this is a different person and they never did these things and we're going to present them this way and they're going to get their ass beat by this person and this person, when really, to me, I'm saying no, that's Pete Dunne, and Xavier Woods has no business in the ring with Pete Dunne, let alone beating him in a match. But since it's Butch, I'm supposed to forget about everything Pete Dunne did and supposed to believe everything Xavier Woods. And I get that it's NXT and NXT UK, and they don't want people coming up to the main roster, kicking everybody's ass and making it look like NXT guys are on par or better than main roster guys. They need to illustrate the difference between what they are, and that, these are developmental guys who, even if they accomplished this much in NXT and NXT UK, they didn't accomplish it at the same level. That's fine if they want to do that. At least just say, hey, in the minor leagues, he was the fucking NXT UK champion, or he was this or that or the other fucking thing. We don't have to totally disregard their career within the same goddamn company. I understand if it's at AEW. If somebody was at AEW, they don't want to bring it up. But I don't understand why they do that shit with guys who are coming up under their same company. It makes no fucking sense. But at the end of the day, guys, that's what we got. We'll get used to Theory. We'll get used to Butch. We'll get used to whatever the fuck they named Tommaso Ciampa when they changed his fucking name. And then we'll go from there. Exciting things is that we know the tag title unification stuff's happening. We don't know what the hell Roman Reigns is doing. We know there's going to be an I Quit match, so at least Rousey and Flair will beat each other up. Bad news is the feud keeps going, so there's probably going to be a few more promos. But just hang in there, guys. We only got 3 or 4 more SmackDowns to go before we don't have to see them talk anymore. So hopefully that works out. I actually think Ronda's going to win that match. Oh, God. And then we're going to have her as the fucking SmackDown champion. But maybe that'll open the door for a returning Bayley or Asuka or something to beat her and get somebody in the SmackDown title that we actually fucking want to see. All right? Other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys after SmackDown on Friday, and we'll have some bonus content out over the weekend. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.